course, our subscribers have priority, but every single session that we've ever had, someone that's a first-time guest asks a question. I don't know how that always works, but it does. I command to be connected to the angels that are the highest vibration, that are in alignment with the Creator's vibration, that are in alignment with the true version of each and every soul here and now and in the future, for the highest and best good of all beings, and in the highest and best way. Thank you, Creator. It is done. It is done. It is done.
Why are you wanting to be with us? We are so excited to be where you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. You have been asking us so many questions, and we are happy to be where you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. Always translating your vibration and creating the answers as you formulate your questions. The answers are your questions. The answers arrive the moment you formulate what it is you are wanting to ask. Isn't that fun? You have asked us so many questions about so many things, and yet Rachel is wanting us to focus tonight on the dream world and talk primarily on this subject, and then we will answer your questions. You have every time been where we are. No one is here because they are not wanting to be. Everyone is here because they are wanting to be. And in this way, you can take solace that you are where you are as you want to feel supposed to be. Rachel wants to peek at her questions. She is asking us, why am I having recurring dreams? We have answered this question before, and yet we are excited to answer in a different way this time so that everyone can understand in a way that feels great for them. You are each having a recurring dream at some point. Some of you are dreaming that you are in a race and you can't catch up, no matter how hard you try. Some of you are dreaming that you are missing your lines. You are a theater major and you are missing your lines at the most important moment. Some of you are dreaming that you are together again with who you consider to be your primary lover. And some of you are dreaming of those who have passed away in your experience, who you see as having transitioned into the spirit experience. Each of you are wondering, why am I having this recurring dream? Most of you are wondering that question because you are experiencing difficulty in your dreams. You are experiencing emotions and vibratory frequencies that feel against that which you are wanting and that which you are calling in. And part of you is feeling scared, and part of you are feeling frustrated, and part of you is feeling outright annoyed and angry. When you are experiencing these experiences in your dream state, it is very similar to the experiences you are experiencing in your physical reality. You have called in this cyclical nature, and you will be shown these experiences over and over and over again until there is resolve. So many of you already are understanding this, but we are going to share a little bit more with you that maybe you haven't experienced before in your awareness of this reoccurring theme. Every part of you wants to feel neutral. Every part of you wants to feel like there is nothing wrong with any choice that you should or shouldn't make. So, to give you an example, if you are dreaming of being chased and robbed, over and over again. The part of you that is wanting this dream to go away is valid, of course, but your spirit is wanting you to not have to have this dream go away. Your soul is wanting you to know that regardless of whether you are being chased and robbed in your dream state, you are protected, you are anointed, you are divine, and that there is nothing for you to fear. You are being asked to ask yourself the question, how am I feeling when I dream this dream? What am I feeling? And more so, what am I making this feeling mean about me? In the case of this robbing instance, some of you are making this mean that you are in trouble and that you are being chased because someone is after you for something that you have taken or stolen. This has not occurred to you in this way before. And in this sense, we are not only asking you, what are you feeling as a result of this recurring theme dream? We are asking you what you are making it mean about you. In this particular instance, you are making it mean that you are trouble and that you are deserving to be chased and that there is something that you have stolen from someone else, that you are someone who betrays others. And you are asked to find resolve in this feeling of what you are making it mean about you. How do you find resolve, you are asking? You are being asked to find a neutral space, a 0-point frequency, and release that it is wrong to be someone who betrays someone else. To release that it is wrong for you to be betrayed. We are not asking for you to invalidate your feelings, or that it's wrong for you to want what you want or not want what you don't want. We are simply asking you to rid yourself of the judgment that you have, because each of you in all space and time has been both the victim and the perpetrator. In each instance that you are feeling cyclically, you have been both sides, no matter how you look at it. Whether you look at it from this perspective of psychology, in that you are everything that you experience in your mind to yourself, or whether you look at it from a spiritual perspective of oneness, the idea that I am all things, the idea that you are both the perpetrator and the victim. The reality, of course, is that you are neither. You are simply these things in your mind, and you are having an experience of being all things. The reality is you are, even though you are doubting us, the reality is you are in the space in between what you perceive of yourself. So to resolve this reoccurring dream that makes you feel uncomfortable and unsafe and perhaps unworthy and undeserving, find neutrality. Find a space where it's not wrong to be either or. Find forgiveness and compassion for yourself and both sides of how you see yourself in this experience. And find a way to love every part of you. Rachel is wanting to cheat at her questions again. She is asking, how do I lucid dream? Some of you have been asking us this question for a long time. Some of you have lucid dreams all the time, and you are asking us, what is a lucid dream? Rachel is wanting to turn down the music. You are asking us what a lucid dream is. You are not quite clear about that. You are wanting to know, what is a lucid dream compared to time travel, compared to traveling into other dimensions, compared to all of these other things, astral projection, and all of these other things that people that are talking about these very, very popular terminology are talking about. We are asking you to chill out a little bit. We are saying that in the most loving way. It is not for you to know. Just joking. We are asking you to not worry so much about the terms, to not worry so much about whether you are ahead or behind someone else, to not worry about whether you are in alignment with what you're wanting, to not worry so much about whether someone else has a capability more than you do, because simply put, they do not. The only difference between you and someone else that seemingly does something more or better or farther ahead than you is your belief that it is so. The only thing to change then is your belief about such. But to answer your question directly, according to Rachel's perception, because we are wanting you to know that terminology in general is relative. We can talk about what you feel it is, what she feels it is, what he feels it is, but it is relative. It is not universal. We can share with you what you see. We can tune into what you perceive and what you see and what you want, but it is not the same for everyone. And in this way, we will tell you what it is for Rachel, and we are wanting to tell you that it is not up to you to compare yourself and your experience to the experience of anyone else. For Rachel, lucid dreaming is when she has control in her dream, when she is in awareness of who she is within the context of her dream state. She knows she is Rachel. She knows she has a physical body. She knows she is living in a physical reality, and she knows she is experiencing a dream. But inside of this dream, she has control. She knows that she can turn left if she wants to. She can turn right if she wants to. She can speak if she sees other beings. Some of you have not experienced this, and some of you experience this all the time. Rachel does not experience it all the time. She has only experienced this experience maybe 10 or 15 times in her whole life. It is not something she knows that much about. Some of you are wanting to know, well, how can I do that intentionally? It is up to you. First, we are wanting to express that if you are wanting to do that intentionally, it's necessary for you to believe it is possible. So, if this is you, you can repeat after us. I create the possibility that I know what it feels like to be able to intentionally create a lucid dream state for myself, and that it's okay, and that it's safe for me, and that I will be guided, and that I will be protected. And I know what that feels like. This is the very most important part for you when you are wanting to experience something that you may or may not know. The second important part is that you download a blueprint of what it feels like. Each of you are intrinsically connected to all things. You are connected to what Rachel likes to call the motherboard, what we like to call source energy. You have access to the blueprint for everything that you see, the relationship that you are wanting, the health that you are wanting to experience. If you can see something being experienced by someone else in your life, or even someone on social media, then you have access to it. If you think someone else is experiencing something that you want, you have access to the blueprint. And all you need to do is connect to that blueprint. Command a download of the blueprint of that which you are wanting to experience. You can repeat after us. I create the possibility that I know what it feels like through this energy as I tap into this experience to know this about myself. And I create an embodiment of this energy for the highest and best good and in the highest and best way. And you can say, and so it is. And you can say, it is done. And you can say, hallelujah! Whatever it is that you are wanting. Rachel wants to peek at her questions. She is wanting to ask, how can I heal from night terrors? Some of you are saying your question was already answered when we were speaking of repetitive dream cycles. Some of you are asking us more in-depth questions about night terrors because you are saying that the difference is that you are waking up when you're having a night terror. When you are waking up, some are saying and some are having this perspective that your soul is sometimes wanting to leave your body. And when you have a night terror, this is your body calling your soul back to itself and calling your soul back to its state within the body or its perception of such. Some of you are saying, I hate this. But you realize that you feel yourself coming back into your body when you wake up. And so this resonates with you. There are many different perspectives around night terrors. Again, this is a relative concept, and anything that you name as such is perceived different by everyone. If you are wanting help with how to overcome this experience, we would love to ask you to create a safe space for yourself before you go to sleep, and to create the possibility that you are someone who chooses to live an experience in your body that is safe, happy, joyful, and free. Because you do so well at coping. Each of you have developed a quote-unquote coping mechanism where during the day, if you feel unsafe in your physical body, or if you're feeling that you're not wanting to be there, you have developed coping mechanisms to kind of coax yourself to stay within your body. But while you are in your dream state, you do not have necessarily these coping mechanisms programmed within the subconscious mind where they can help you inside of these theta dream states and beyond. That being said, if you create the possibility before you go to sleep that you have access via your subconscious mind to access these coping mechanisms to help you to feel safe and secure and happy within the physical body, despite of any trauma that has occurred, despite of any part of you that feels that your health is not what you're wanting it to be, or that your body is acting against you, then you will feel a difference and you will feel resolve. Rachel is wanting to peek at her questions. There is one more question and we will open it up to your questions. She is asking, why do I wake up feeling so affected by my dreams? Some of you have been asking this question for a long time. Most of you know why. Because in your mind, there is no difference between your dream state and your what you call real life. None. In fact, that is why you are having to convince yourself, some of you, for up to an hour after you wake up, because you have been so emotionally affected. Some of you have seen someone that you know, quote unquote, in your real, quote unquote, life that has been passed away for quite some time. And in your dream experience, they are quite alive. The irony is, you are so happy when you experience them alive. And when what you perceive as your reality hits you when you wake up, you feel devastated over and over and over again. And yet, on a subconscious level, you have been asking for them to feel alive to you. So you are experiencing counter desires, a desire to feel settled and at peace and ready to move on, and a desire to know that your loved one is alive and well. How can you resolve this, you're asking? You can know that you are alive always. You are alive always. There is never a moment that you are dead. Ever, 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 ever. And here's the funny part. There is never a moment that you perceive yourself as dead. Isn't that funny? There's never a moment. Not while you are, quote unquote, transitioning into your spirit experience. Never. There's never a moment where you have the awareness that you are dead. Isn't that funny? You are always alive. And your loved ones are as well. They are always alive. You are fearing the death experience, and yet it is so fun. It is so rewarding. This is why you are wanting to do it so often. Some of you are saying, I'm tired of dying. It's not true. You are tired of living, at least in your perception of what life is to you. We will speak of this more because some of you have related questions to this, and we will allow you the opportunity to ask yourself in a way that feels best for you. That is all we have to say today for the dream world. You're welcome. We are wanting to open it up to your questions. You are always raising your hand. You're always asking your questions. But Rachel will look to make sure that those of you who are wanting first to be called on are raising your hands. Otherwise, we will call on those that we are tuning into. We are wanting to address each of you first. Some of you are feeling so nervous. It is okay. It is okay to feel nervous. The irony is the way that you feel in your physical body when you feel anxious is the exact same feeling as when you feel excited. The only difference is the way that you perceive it. The only difference is what you're making it mean about you. It's true. Good. We are loving you. We have always loved you. Wherever you are is where we are wanting to be. Because wherever you are is where you are wanting to be. And whatever it is that you are wanting, we are wanting. It is so every time. We are wanting to speak with